From the mighty Roman Empire to the grand temples of the Egyptians, countless great civilizations have risen, shone brightly, and then crumbled to dust. The cycle keeps repeating, unstoppable. But here's the burning question. When will it drag us under? Or are we already teetering on the edge, ready to kiss the civilizational crash? In this video, we're laying out the raw, unfiltered signs of a civilizational crash, and exposing the twisted role social media plays in it. Spoiler, don't watch this video if you can't handle the ugly truth. Fallen civilizations all had one thing in common. Their collapse always started from within. The decay of their society wasn't sudden. It was a slow, creeping process, a spiral of growing decadence, superficiality, and moral decline, infecting both the people and their leaders, and eventually everything fell apart. We live in a time where women put their pew in front of the camera or desperately crave attention with provocative gestures on social media. While this well-dressed lady is bouncing balls to promote her OF account, these talented young women are showing how to properly make use of the gym. Other influencers film their daily lives, in the supermarket, at a cafe, on the train. Uninvited, they drag random strangers into their videos as if they're just props for their content. And you think that's bad? Brace yourself. There are actually people on social media who show themselves breastfeeding their kids, unfiltered and unbothered. Who the target audience for this content is? Well, I'll let you decide that for yourself. Every time I see this kind of nonsense on social media, I can't help but wonder how something so innocent turned into this.
Hi Dad, ja, ich wollte nur fragen, ob das mit dem 24. noch steht. Genau, ja.
Vamos. 1, 2, 3. ¿Eso qué es?
They post this tasteless content on platforms that are not only accessible to children, but also easily shape their impressionable minds. Meanwhile, people turn into soulless clowns, churning out mindless content on NPC streams.
Willkommen Team, TikTok, ein Fax.
Big ice cream, big ice cream, big ice cream, big ice cream, big ice cream. Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. Wow, wow, wow.
Ugh, what are you doing? You must be out of your mind, out of your brain. We're going to galaxy. The whole world gonna see us. We cannot look like a fool. You better fix it, fix that. Yes, this is exactly what I talk about when I say set the tone. Yes, for this outfit, nobody will stop us.
And they said there would be flying cars. But do you know who the real clowns are? The ones who fund this madness, money they've exchanged their precious lifetime for, and they throw it away on content that offers no value, no inspiration, no morals, nothing. We are entering a reality where money, consumption, and self-promotion have become the new god. For many, the pursuit of wealth, status, and luxury now overshadows everything, with no thought for the nature that sustains us or the animals that die to satisfy our endless hunger.
I was went down her throat.
On social media, self-proclaimed successful coaches are popping up everywhere. They try to convince you that you are worthless if you're not drowning in luxury. As this latest case perfectly demonstrates, the German YouTuber Mimi exposed influencer Lucas Trades and revealed in a 50-minute video how he systematically deceives his followers by pretending to live a lifestyle he doesn't actually have. Together with other influencers, he rents luxury cars and showcases them on social media as if he were super successful and living a life of luxury. And it gets even bolder. He inserts himself into videos of other influencers to create the illusion that he is part of their group and personally experienced all those moments. His entire social media presence is built on contradictions and fake staging. He blinds you with fabricated wealth just to sell you useless coaching. But even worse, He indoctrinates young people into believing that luxury and wealth are the only goals worth striving for in life. Here's the harsh truth. For a small percentage of people to live in unimaginable luxury, a large percentage must live in poverty. It's the unequal distribution of wealth that makes this possible. The constant flaunting of luxury on social media fuels an insatiable urge in some people to get rich quickly, no matter the cost. The result? Rising crime rates such as cybercrime, robberies, drug trafficking, or worse. Another symptom of society's decay through social media is the spread of toxic content. To boost their profiles on social media and increase their reach, some influencers deliberately spread negative sentiments among their followers. In doing so, they contribute to sowing discord between genders, inciting religious hatred, or fueling conflicts between political parties. Only she herself knows what goal the following person had in mind. Swiss politician Sanija Ameti posted a polarizing image on her Instagram profile, showing herself shooting at a picture of the Madonna and Child. After stepping down from politics in September, following a massive backlash, the Swiss newspaper Blick reports that she is already planning her comeback. I would call that a person without integrity and lacking morals. Just like this guy here.
You have said you emotionally manipulated people here for your own financial gain.
No, absolutely not.
It's not only about the criminal allegations. It's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK, you've got rape organisations in the UK, you've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting. And the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive.
The reason we're asking you about these comments is because we've got the chief executive of Rape Crisis naming you individually as spreading a dangerous ideology of misogynistic rape culture.
Absolute.
It's the comments you make that are leading people to say things like this.
Absolute garbage.
National organisations who are saying that are blaming you for increasing levels of misogyny. Schools that are saying they are having increased incidents of girls being attacked, of female teachers being harassed.
Apparently, those in charge of social media platforms are either unwilling or unable to effectively prevent the spread of this toxic content. In the end, profit seems to outweigh everything else. Money rules, as they say. That's why this issue needs to be addressed at the governmental level. The Australian government has recognized that dishonorable content spreading across social media platforms can have a significant negative impact on children's mental health. As a result, they are planning a law that would restrict access to social media to those aged 16 and older. While I'm generally not a fan of government intervention, I believe this step is necessary. It highlights that our society is evidently not yet mature enough to handle social media responsibly. With moral boundaries fading away, the insatiable greed for luxury, and the growing toxic culture of intolerance, which no longer stays confined to the online world but seeps into reality, poisoning our souls, the fracture in our society deepens. This fracture paves the way for a dark and threatening future that is drawing ever closer. What this threat looks like, you'll discover in the next chapter. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. Divide and conquer. A tactic the old emperors and kings mastered to perfection. Split the people, sow distrust and division, and make sure they lose sight of what really matters. Because a fractured population is way easier to control than a united one that knows what it wants. But what does it really take to divide and control a society? In the age of social media, surprisingly little. With the toxic culture that has taken root, just a few simple steps are enough. Step 1. Identify topics with the highest potential for polarization. Every post, like, dislike, and comment reflects the emotional sentiment surrounding a topic. The more intense this so-called comment war rages on social media, the greater the risk that the atmosphere between different groups becomes toxically escalated. Some of the clearest examples of this polarization can be seen in the gender debate, the COVID situation a few years ago, or the Middle East conflict. The latter is escalating more and more, far beyond the borders of Israel and Gaza. Step 2. Create scapegoats. Polarization only works if there's someone or something to direct the hate against, an other side to blame for everything. Social media is the perfect platform to establish these scapegoats. Targeted posts, memes, or videos channel frustration and hate exactly where it will cause the deepest divisions. Step 3. Spread disinformation on social media. The more controversial the fake news, the faster it goes viral. For example, in 2024, in Springfield. No, not that Springfield. I mean Springfield, Ohio. A quiet town thrown into chaos by a single Facebook post. The claim? Haitian immigrants were stealing and eating pets. No proof, no facts, but that didn't stop the wildfire. Politicians like Donald Trump and J.D. Vance jumped on it, spreading the lie even further.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
The result? Over 30 bomb threats, public spaces paralyzed, and an entire community living in fear. Innocent people harassed, threatened, and vilified, all because of a fake story. This isn't just misinformation, it's a weapon, and in the wrong hands, it's tearing communities apart. This is neither the first nor the last time social media has been exploited in an election campaign. In the recent Romanian elections, TikTok played a pivotal role. The far-right candidate Calin Georgescu surprisingly won the first round, backed by a viral campaign. The Romanian intelligence service attributes Georgescu's sudden and unexpected surge in popularity to a highly organized guerrilla campaign on social media. Identical messages were disseminated and influencers were strategically employed. The perfect setup to maximize attention. They suspect that Russia is behind this campaign, especially given Georgescu's apparent pro-Russian stance. Georgescu himself claims he spent zero on campaign advertising and denies having actively campaigned at all. However, the facts tell a different story. According to intelligence documents, starting October 24th, a TikTok account facilitated payments totaling $381,000 within a month to users who promoted Georgescu. The European Union has instructed TikTok to secure all relevant data related to the Romanian elections to gather potential evidence of manipulation. Although TikTok has already removed networks that attempted to interfere with their electoral process, the platform is now under increased scrutiny by the EU. This case highlights not only the growing influence of social media in election campaigns, but also the significant threats it poses to democratic integrity. And today, not much has changed. The crown has simply been replaced by ties, but the game remains the same. The new kings relentlessly pursue power, fame, and wealth, indifferent to the cost. Social media has become their chessboard, and we, the people, are nothing more than pawns. The growing decadence and declining tolerance, amplified by social media, not only divide our society, but also make us more manipulable than ever. Social media has turned society into puppets, like the frenzy at the opening of the Mr. Beast burger in Switzerland or the global obsession with Dubai chocolate, where people lined up for hours at 5 a.m. Even though we all strive for security, freedom, and peace, we allow ourselves to be led astray by cunning voices, people who skillfully hide their true intentions behind false promises or hostile rhetoric. If our world manages to survive these dudes, who comes next? Will it be people who grew up with social media? A generation taught from an early age that money is the true god and tolerance doesn't matter? Or can we achieve a turnaround and use social media for its original purpose, to connect with each other?